Thank you, Bob Costa. We're going to go back to the panel. We got Keith Murdoch. We have Keith Boykin, Tony Katz, and Heather Higgins. Thank you very much. Heather, let me go to you. I want to ask you if the Tea Party is really resurgent, because I don't see it around the country. All right, I saw it with Richard Murdoch's election. I get your issue on Obamacare. That's a key issue. He's coming on the program later on. We already talked to him. But this isn't 2010. You don't have the town meetings and the town halls and all that stuff. And most of the big money came from Washington organizations, Heather. Color me just a little bit skeptical.
I think that if you look, a lot of the money did come from Washington organizations. Club for Growth was a huge player. FreedomWorks was too, but FreedomWorks also has an awful lot of boots on the ground. If you understand Indiana law, one of the challenges we had with the Obamacare repeal pledge and letting people know it is Indiana has a rule that you cannot do a robocall there. It has to be a live caller. So if you are a genuine Tea Party group with lots of volunteers, you can actually get your message out. So the Murdoch campaign, FreedomWorks, various other Tea Party groups that were really indigenous to Indiana worked their tails off on this one, and it really, really showed.
All right, Tony Katz, I just want to ask you, is in fact there going to be a throw the bums out mentality because the economy stinks, because the leadership in Washington stinks? From your perspective, is that going to happen? Throw them all out.
It's not even a question of is it going to happen. Nothing has changed between 2010 and now. You don't see them on the street corner, but you see the effects of what they do. They're poll watching, they're precinct walking, they're phone banking, they're working for Ted Cruz down in Texas, they're working for Dan Lillenquist in Utah, they're working for Karen Harrington in Florida to take out Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Go back to what Bob Costa was saying about what happened in Wisconsin. Kathleen Falk, who many thought the unions wanted her to be the nominee against Scott Walker, she lost Dane County by 30 points. Dane County, as Mike Flynn of Big Government called it, he called it the San Francisco of the Heartland. 30 points. No one's buying what the big left is trying to push, and the Tea Party never went anywhere. They just got smarter, better, more adept, and once again, the progressives and the MSM are wrong.
All right, Keith Boykin, you are a leading progressive on this panel. Would you respond to Tony Katz, please?
I think the Tea Party is sending mixed signals. On the one hand, you've elected or nominated basically Mitt Romney to be the Republican Party standard bearer. Well, the Republicans have nominated Mitt Romney, regardless of who did it, and he's not a Tea Party candidate. On the other hand, you have this election yesterday with Murdoch, but you know Murdoch is going to have the same fate essentially that Sharon Angle had, that Christine O'Donnell had, that Jim Miller had. They all won the primaries, but they ended up losing the elections, and this could actually drag the entire Republican Party off the cliff, further to the right, and cause them to lose the election. They might even lose.
You're completely wrong.
They might even lose Indiana.
First of all, that's complete mythology. You're making it up as you go along.
It happened in 2010. We saw it in 2010.
You can't say that the Tea Party elected Mitt Romney and then say, oh, it doesn't matter when you're trying to make your point. That's not acceptable.
I didn't say they elected Mitt Romney.
Hold on a second. Let me just get. I need another opinion on this. Heather Higgins, how do you see the relationship between the Tea Party and Mitt Romney? Let's assume for the moment that the Tea Party is resurging. I think I just invented that, but you know what I mean. How does Mitt Romney relate to a resurging Tea Party?
When there were primaries, the bar was incredibly high. The standard was Ronald Reagan, and essentially everybody falls short of that standard. Once you have a nominee, the bar becomes incredibly low. The bar becomes, is he not Barack Obama, and is he breathing? Romney's breathing, and he's not Barack Obama, plus he's really changed. If you look at how he's evolving as a candidate with his experience, and I'm one of those who thinks that it was actually very good for him that it wasn't easy, that it wasn't a coronation, because he has now moved from being just a resume candidate to one who's increasingly talking about the larger vision of the country. And I think what the Tea Party is looking for is a contrast election. They are people who really understand that this is about the future of the country.
Free market capitalism.
Absolutely.
It's about free market capitalism.
It's about the Constitution, and does it actually mean something if you make it up as you go?
There won't be much of a contrast.
You're all great. You're all great. I just want to say, Heather Richardson Higgins, it's a pleasure to have you back on this show, and I hope you come back some more. Tony Katz, my man, thank you very much. And Keith Boykin, you are such a professional. Next up on Kudlow, a